there in YouTube land. Rival here. Thanks for stopping by. As you can see, we got another review on the turntable for you today, and this is a very new knife. And by that, I mean, as far as I know, it's only available at 2 dealers. It just dropped a few days ago, and those dealers are probably going to be running out of stock by the time this video comes out. But don't fear. Plenty more of these things are on the way. These are going to be regular production for 2017. This is the Zero Tolerance 0850. So this is a collaboration between Sinkevich, Dmitry Sinkevich, and Todd Rexford. So both have done independent designs for ZT. Rexford's done what the 801 series. Sinkevich has done the 454, the 450, the 452, and Rexford's done a few things for the Kershaw side as well. So both very well-renowned designers, both designers that you're not likely to ever see or get your hands on their custom work. You know, Rexford puts out a knife, and that thing's going to go for 10 grand plus. Sinkevich puts out a knife, it's going to go for 5 grand plus if you get your hands on it. So it's a great opportunity to get a collaboration between the two of them. This is actually based on a custom collaboration as well that they made 2 of. You can actually read about that on knifenews.com. Pretty interesting little story they did about the collaboration and how the custom version of this came together. But this, as I mentioned earlier, is regular production, and it represents something pretty unique. So let's talk about it. As you can see, I hope, this carbon fiber is pretty sweet. It has a blue weave in the carbon fiber itself. So you have seen likely some colored carbon fibers. I know Spyderco, for example, has a couple of knives that have some color woven into the top layer, and then it's plastered on some G10. And it looks pretty sweet, but this is actually woven throughout. So like actually when you look at the chamfers and stuff, you can see the layers of blue in there, though it's kind of hard to catch right here. In sunlight, it really, really pops. But it is some of the coolest looking carbon fiber I have seen. And the fact that it's on a regular production knife, pretty freaking sweet. Not only that, it's a manual opener. There's no flipper tab on this. There's no ball bearings on this. It's just a buttery smooth manual opener. That is a aluminum thumb stud, as well as an aluminum backspacer, both barrel-shaped, kind of 6-shooter style, really. And then you've got the pivot, that is a custom pivot that matches that. You've also got that same aesthetic carrying over into the spacer tube, which is a pretty unique design. Oh, there you go. A little better view of that. So pretty freaking sweet element. You can see a fully milled titanium clip, and then the patented, and there's a patent number, subframe lock. You've also got this little notch right here, which serves as a landing pad for your finger when you're flipping the knife open, so you don't put any pressure on the lock bar, have any problems opening it up. And out of the box, I mean, this thing is pretty buttery smooth. For a knife that's not on bearings, you'd hardly be able to tell. And that action's only going to get better in time. I've had this knife for about 2 days now, 3 days now. I've taken down some cardboard. I've carried it in the pocket a few times. It's 4.2 ounces on my scale, so it's really light for what it is. And it's a big-ass blade. It's a 3.7-inch blade. So, like, to do a comparison, you may say compare that to a ZT 0560. Nearly identical in size. The blade shape's slightly different. Obviously, you've got more of a Wharncliffe or sheep's foot blade here. You've got a more traditional... I'm sorry, guys, trying to get that glare off. You've got a more traditional blade drop point here. But really, I mean, you know, when you look at the tips, hello, without shadows, this looks less like a sheep's foot or a Wharncliffe than when you look at it with the swedge and everything on it. So this is really going to serve a lot of purpose, more than you might think. And then another knife. This is more similar in price because this is not a cheap knife. Street, this is around $320. So the Spyderco Tarana again. nearly identical in size, and Nirvana's butt sticks out just a little bit more. Nearly identical in blade length. CPM, or no, yeah, CPM 20CV. This is S90V, rock and roll, but 20CV is a damn nice steel. I have not had a lot of experience with it. I have read up on it. It is definitely been used in some mid-techs and knives that have gotten a lot of appreciation and a lot of love. So I'm stoked to have this steel on this knife. And they're going to be using it on some other knives in their lineup, if not already. So I'm excited to see them using that new stuff. And when we flip it over again, it's got that subframe lock. The overall design, I mean, the chamferings on this are really, really nice. Now, as far as drawbacks, I mean, if you're a flipper guy, if you're a bearings guy, this is more an old school opener. But the action is so good. The tolerances are so tight. You really wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So don't, hold off on it just because it's not a flipper. Easily, back finger flicked because the action is so nice. Aesthetically, I could definitely get some guys saying that's just fugly. It's not for me. Both Sinkevich and Rexford have some very unique aesthetics. So the lines aren't necessarily traditional lines, but they are very unique. I personally really like the aesthetic. Some good jimping on the back of the blade. This notch right here, I would say if there's a drawback, that might be one of them. I would love a little bit more thought or a little bit more comfort when I'm putting my finger forward if I'm going to be doing some work that requires some extra strength or muscle behind the blade. The thumb stud does just get in the way. You can see in the back of my thumb there if I'm doing a forward grip. On the flip side, I mean, let's be honest, how often am I torquing on something where I'm in that forward of a grip? Even when I'm torquing on something, I'm usually right about here, so it's not going to make that much of a difference to me. Clip, I think the clip's fantastic. As far as not too much tension, as far as aesthetic, it's not too thick of a clip. It doesn't get in your way when you're holding the knife, and the knife does have fantastic ergonomics with the front finger swoop or front finger choil, and then just a nice smooth surface for the rest of your hand. I wear a size medium glove, melts away. In the pants, I mean, it's very comfortable. Pair of blue jeans, no problem. Pair of shorts with deep pockets, khaki shorts, blue jean shorts, no problem. Basketball shorts, probably not. I mean, it's a 3 1/4 inch knife, or excuse me, 3 3/4 inch knife as far as the blade goes. So you got to be planning to carry a big knife that day. But I'll tell you what, this knife carries fantastically. It just melts away in the pocket. All in all, for a production knife, I'm blown away. This is something I'd kind of expect to see in a limited edition or a limited production. And for the price, $320, I think you're getting a lot. I think you're getting that custom, or not custom, but this colored carbon fiber, which nobody else has, so it's custom to ZT. You've got a very unique backspacer setup, 20 CV steel. You've got the patented subframe lock. That pivot really kicks things off. I mean, between the stud, the pivot, and the backspacer, it's all tied together very well. The blade grinds, flat grind, high, flat grind, just under a 1/8 inch stock. So it's going to be a decent slicer. It's going to do a lot of work, 20 CV. Keep your eyes open. I definitely love this knife. That's about all we got for looking at the 0850. Got some more videos coming up with more of the 2017 zero tolerances. So like and subscribe. Thanks for stopping by. Peace.